All right, so identifying different kinds of chemical reactions. This is a little bit of review plus a little bit of something new. For example, we know that a combination reaction is two or more species coming together to form something more complex. So it could be elements coming together to form a compound, or it could be, like two smaller compounds coming together to form a bigger compound. Decomposition is essentially the opposite of this, that you have a more complex thing breaking apart into two or more different smaller things. Two or more smaller things. All right. Let's just say one complex species. All right, so that's combination and decomposition. We also have single and double displacements, or replacements, as ALEKS likes to think. Semantics is the same thing. Okay, so a single replacement then is a element replacing another element in a compound. So it kicks out that element and then takes the compound's counter ion for itself. It's often a metal, an elemental metal, replacing a metal cation and taking the anion for itself. A double replacement or a double displacement is where you have cation and anion switching partners, basically. Sometimes called a metathesis reaction. Now, we're going to add to that a few different subcategories. We also have to add a precipitation reaction, which is a subset. Precipitation is a subset of double displacement. Displacement where one product is a solid. I should say one or more. I guess you could have double. Product is a solid. Okay, so watch the solubility tables. We also have an acid-base reaction, and for like the reaction of an acid with like group 1 or 2 metal hydroxide, again, that is a subset of double displacement. So sometimes you will be ticking more than one category, okay? The last one is combustion, which is anything that reacts with oxygen in air. A fuel reacts with oxygen in air. So the fuel is burned. And the products, if it's a hydrocarbon, is always going to be carbon dioxide and water. So hydrocarbon gives CO2 and water. So I know I've taken up like the whole space here, but I wanted to just make sure you guys had some kind of definitions. So I don't know if I'm going to fit this all in the screen here. Kind of, sort of. Okay, that'll work. All right. So let's categorize these reactions. So the top one to me is going to look like a double displacement reaction, okay? So look at the ions. You've got copper 2+ and the sulfate ion SO4 2-, and then you've got the zinc ion Zn 2+, and the chromate anion CrO4 2-. So they're going to swap partners. So in the products, the zinc, instead of being bonded to the chromate ion, is bonded to the sulfate ion, and the copper is bonded to the chromate ion. So they've literally swapped. So that is going to be a double replacement reaction. Okay, CH4 plus 2O2 goes to CO2 H2O. That is a hydrocarbon, like hydrogens and carbons burning, reacting with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. That is our classic combustion reaction. Okay, KOH plus HBrO4. Okay, if we break down what's going on here, the HBrO4 is an acid and the KOH, potassium hydroxide, is a base. So it's an acid-base reaction, but we are going to tick more than one box, because if you break this down, we've got the potassium cation, the hydroxide anion, and then we've got the proton, the H+ ion, and the BrO4- perbromate anion. And the formula of our neutral salt is potassium bonded with the bromate ion to form potassium perbromate. It's a double replacement as well, right? the H plus combines with the OH minus to form water, okay? So this is, as well as being an acid-base reaction, it's a double replacement reaction. And here again, we have another one of those lovely combustion reactions. Oh, right. So let me just have a look and see if we see any other fun stuff in here, but I think that's mostly shown all the things that I wanted to talk to you about. So again, this is a double displacement at the top here. So we have sodium plus replacing the iron, so to form sodium chloride, and iron 2 replacing the sodium to form iron 2 sulfide. Okay, so that would be a double replacement. This is another double replacement. Iron 2 plus replaces lead 2 plus to form iron 2 chloride, and the lead 2 plus replaces the iron to form lead 2 sulfide. This is a combustion, wherever that is. I almost clicked combination. Don't make that mistake. It begins with a C. And this is a combination, magnesium and chlorine combining to form magnesium chloride. Okay, so let's see if we can find a decomposition. I think that's the only one we haven't seen. That's a combination. Here's a decomposition. So if you look right here, we have our barium chlorate breaking apart into barium chloride and oxygen. That will be a decomposition reaction. Okay, so this is a double replacement acid base. This is a double replacement, and oh, that's the other thing we wanted to look for. Look at this product. It's a solid. I'm glad I rinsed and repeated to get another question because it's also a precipitation reaction. Okay, this one acid base and double replacement. All right, so plenty for you guys to practice. So just watch out for ones that you're going to tick both because it's both a double replacement and a precipitation, or both a double replacement and an acid base reaction.